So we're going to go ahead and actually take a look at a video of these two black women. One looked like she was mixed, but whatever. They both are black, whatever, I guess. But it's these two black women and they're just minding their own business at like this little restaurant or whatever. And this black dude older black dude comes over with the piece of chicken wing in his hand and he starts just going off, insulting them, being rude for no reason, calling them out their name, calling them the BTCHs, if you know what I mean, and just doing way too much. So let's go ahead and actually take a look at this, and don't mind this, y'all, okay? Got a crazy breakout. All right, so let's get into these videos.
That's why black men don't fuck with black women because you like the two moves. Press 6-1, baby. My fucking fiance is Asian because I can't stand y'all black bitches. I love my 3 black daughters. Get your shit together. What? Wrong economy? Personality will get you so far in life. Come on, baby.
Thank you. Please get that man away from us.
Get your shit together. God, she a bitch.
All I did was sit here and be a black woman. All we did was sit here and be black.
What warranted that? These women were chilling by themselves, not bothering anybody, and this old black man, loser, decides to go harass these women and tell them that they too bougie and that's why I don't date black women. And guess what? My fiance is Asian. Shut up, bro. This man don't deserve any woman. It's amazing how black men go out of their way to disrespect black women, whether it be in public, whether it be online. I mean, I've even seen a clip of some guy basically every chance he got disrespect his wife on the guy with the yellow couch. What's his name? Lateris with Dear Future Wifey. And I was like, I didn't even make a video on it because I was like, bro, what the fuck is it? Like, what is this? Like, this is absolutely nonsense. Because one, he said that, you know, she's not the right color. You telling a black woman that she wasn't the right color. Anyway, it all I'm trying to say is it's just amazing how black men go out of their way, online and in real life, to disrespect black women. How are you bougie for sitting with your friend eating food, enjoying your time out? How does that make you bougie? And then, like, they always try to flex that I'm with another race of woman. Okay, as a black man, and black men, you should know you're not loved and adored or desired truly by other races of women in general. Like, in general, them other races of women don't fuck with you. And y'all know that. Y'all just be trying to gaslight. But who cares? If you got an Asian fiance, ooh, I don't even think he has a fiance. He don't look like he have any woman. He said he loves it. You cannot say that you love black women or you love your daughters, but then have hate or disdain towards black women in general. That's not how that works. And you guys don't get to get a pass on that. You don't get to get a pass on that. So I feel sorry for these ladies that they had to experience this. This is not going to be the only video where a woman is getting harassed by a delusional, old, dusty, or even a young black man. Because a lot of the young black men, I hate to say it, as a pretty young black man myself, I'm 28, are trash. Y'all have a good day.
Now, before we go to the rest of these videos, I had a few comments that I wanted to make in regards to this. One, the two women sitting there minding their own business, whether they were taking selfies or whatever, recording their food, it doesn't matter what it is that they were doing. You say you're engaged with an Asian woman. I believe that. But then you say, oh, well, y'all need to stop all that being bougie and y'all need to learn some other skills and yada, yada, yada. You don't even know who these women are. Then you're going to go and say, oh, well, I got 3 black daughters and, I love them. I just hate black women. So you hate your own offspring? I mean, I guess I'm a little confused. And then, and I know it's going to bother some people, ruffle some feathers. What did he have around his neck? Was that a cross? That is a cross. Hallelujah. If y'all know Tyler Perry, y'all know. Okay. Oh, glory. Yeah. Okay. But I guess I'm a little confused. So are you a Christian calling unprovoked two random women that you've never met a day in your life before black bees? For what reason? I guess I'm a little confused. We just hate? Is that what okay, if you know the history of the religion, you know the history. But is it just still continuing hate? I guess I'm a little confused because I don't understand what was the reasoning for this. They're minding their own business. You're happy. You got someone that's not black. Congratulations. You can have a cookie. Go to Crumble Cookie. I heard those are trash just like you. Okay? Congrats. But for you to just go ahead and unprovoked harass women, what kind of man are you? No one told you to go out here looking scruffy. No one told you to pack on them extra pounds. So what reasoning did you have to insult these beautiful women? Let's continue.
I'm trying to figure out how long is it going to take for them to understand black women don't care. Go with your preference, but also you look like you're stuck in a time capsule. You look embarrassing, holding that greasy piece of chicken in your fingers as you call black women bees, and then go on to say you have 3 black daughters. So what you're telling me is you've been resentful. You finally got one of your preferences, because you said my fiance is Asian, and I'm clocking a little bit of your possible age, and I don't. And also, are you sure the fiance is in the room with us? Because you look real angry to finally be so happy about this. So what's really going on? We're gonna continue resting in our 90%. You can take your raggedy ass somewhere else. Black women don't care. Leave them alone.
The first thing is, when you think about the 2 podcasters from the UK, is we don't know if the black experience there is the same as the black experience for African Americans or black people that grew up in America. I'm sure to be on this media tour in the US and to sit with Andrew Schultz was a big thing for them. I don't care if it was a big thing. And in addressing Andrew Schultz, who I do think is funny, who sits with Charlemagne and has some of these discussions about the culture, I believe he got too comfortable. So I would like to explain some things to him. I want to explain to him the black experience, the black woman experience from my point of view. It was watching my mother start from a bank teller and work her way up for decades to run her own collateral department, only to be mistreated when the bank was sold to another bank, and be so sick on Sunday that I finally had to say, hey, Mom, you're old enough to retire. It was to see her go to that same job, 8 to 5, to be treated anyway that she had to be treated because she only had a high school diploma, and then find ways to not only feed me, but do homework with me and my brother, take us to practice because my dad worked 3 jobs. That was the first black woman experience that I had. Right. The second black woman experience I had is marrying a black woman and watching her sleep on my cot as doctors try to figure out why I'm 140 pounds and I'm a 30-year-old man who was 205 pounds a month before that. Her telling me months after that she would just go in the bathroom and cry every night in the hospital because she didn't want me to worry about her because I was so sick. Right? For her to hold my family together so I could be in the household with my children when I was doing things and I wasn't shit. That's the black woman experience. The black woman experience is black women caring so much about the nuclear black family, black women taking care of young black men to teach them how to be leaders, to teach them how to be strong, to teach them how to care about their God, about their family, and it's about their communities. And to raise their young black women to be independent enough to take care of themselves, but to understand how to support a family, how to support a man, while also understanding how to get it on your own. That's the black woman experience that I know. The reason that black women are tough is because when you're mistreated in the way that black women are, if you're not tough, you just die off, you don't survive. That's the black woman experience. And the other piece of it is too, It's something that I've learned, and I learned it from black women, is people feel so comfortable disrespecting them because we don't respect them publicly, right? White people for so long have used the excuse, why can't I say the N-word when you say that to yourselves or call yourself that or use that in your music, which is bullshit, right? Or white people have said, if you're using the B word, or they say, if you're using the B word, why can't I call them that? That's bullshit as well, right? That's excuses to be certain things and be disrespectful when you shouldn't be. So when you're sitting across from Andrew Schultz and he's talking about an experience that he can't understand because his wife is not black, you don't have the right to talk about that. You don't have the right to speak on something that you don't know, right? And to make a joke about what the experience is one thing if you're talking about haircuts and you're talking about clothing and you're talking about beards, or you're comparing what our friend Travis Kelce looked like when he was with Kayla Nicole to what he looks like now that he's with Taylor Swift, right? That is part of it. You start to assimilate to the people around you. What you're not going to do, though, is be disrespectful and say you have to develop a defense mechanism because of alleged violence. Black women aren't violent. Black women don't just walk around to beat people or to be angry or to be treated a certain way. No, black women, to me, were the entire front line of the Alton Sterling protests when he died, when he was killed by cops in Louisiana. Black women are on the front lines of everything that's about us. Black women understood that they had to take a back seat because as we were fighting for rights in our country, that we as men were going to be able to get through the door before they were. So they decided to push us forward and give us ideas and give us help and give us support and be our biggest cheerleaders because they knew we'll have an opportunity to get in the door first. The problem is so many times now we're getting in those doors and we aren't reaching back and bringing them through that same door with us. And this is just another example of that. So whoever is Andrew Schultz's black friend, Charlemagne, you're his black friend, sit him down, talk to him, tell him what the black woman experience truly is, because he ain't married to one and he's obviously never been around enough of them to know how strong, how beautiful, how independent they could be while also being supportive, how much black women have done to create this entire world that we all live in and the way that they've poured in it. I'd rather be upset, but I know if I'm upset and I'm loud, that just plays into the same angry black woman trope to the black man trope that he wants us to depict. And I refuse to give him that joy.
Based on the way black men talk about black women today, it seems as if black men were built to destroy the black woman. They'll destroy her love, they'll destroy her life, they'll destroy her image. Because they never gonna say anything positive, they never gonna uplift her, they never gonna treat her right. All they gonna do is scream at them, bash them, try to shame, and then try to label it as correction. No, it's not correction. You just became the palm-colored man. You're the one with the whip now, and you just want to shame the black woman. Okay? That's what you guys are doing. And then another thing is you guys are okay with being a fetish. You're okay with fetishizing other races of women and being a fetish, and then want to try to flex on black women. Look, we the most desired man. For what? You're the most desired sexually, but you're okay with that because you're okay with being I can't say that word on here. As a man, though, you can fill in the blank. And then you guys have more smoke for black women than any other race of man. You got more smoke for black women than men, period. The only type of man y'all give criticism to is one y'all try to label me as what? Panderer. Oh, you're a panderer. You're this. And you saying what women want to hear. No, I'm talking directly to y'all. Y'all don't want to hear it. I literally get responses like, brother, I agree with 99% of what you're saying, but it's the messaging. Wait a minute, hold on, time out. The messaging don't ever matter when y'all do screaming at women and talk and try to label it as harsh truth. But when I give a harsh truth, now it's pandering. Because black men are the first ones to give criticism, but you can't take it. You can't take it. Once a man starts talking about us, it gotta be pandering. It gotta be using women. It gotta be trying to get something out of women. But y'all seek the approval of man, and I ain't with that bro code shit. Because I know majority of you niggas just trash. And you don't give a fuck about black women. Because if you actually cared about black women, you wouldn't be trying to tone police me. You wouldn't be cussing women out. all day, every day. You wouldn't be lying to yourself, talking about you bringing truth to what's going on. Nigga, no. You got paid by the man to destroy your own group of women. You're the one with the whip. That's what you are. You're a sellout. A coon. So miss me with this nonsense. And then what, we supposed to be kumbaya with each other? Bro, no, you gotta understand, bro. So you saying black women do no wrong? Nobody's saying black women don't do no wrong. That's stupid. But again, you guys have selective hearing. And if once it comes to criticism of black men, you just can't take too much. That's why our race of men is soft. Just soft. You're crybabies. You're gonna blame the man and the black woman for everything in your life, and half the time, the problems in your life don't got nothing to do with nobody else but you. Your failed relationships are you. Oh, but it's the woman. It's the woman. Shut up. Soft-ass generation of black men, like I said. Black men! Thanks to Jesus! You know what's crazy? I made this post to stir the pot. I love stirring the pot. But I did an experiment, and it showed that it worked. So I made a post of black men versus white men. And it got under a lot of black men's skin. Instead of them communicating to me, hit me up in the DMs, only 4 black men did it. The rest of them went straight to disrespecting the black woman. Y'all went straight to disrespect, and that shows y'all can't communicate. And the first thing that y'all do when a black woman communicates with you and tell you something that you don't like, you go straight to disrespect. That's why we need to fix the system. We need to fix it. It's going to keep continuing because it shows. I did a scientific experiment. And only 4 men out of all of the men that's in the comments, go read the comments, communicated me, says, sister, let's talk to each other. I want to know why you feel like white men accept you more naturally than black men. The rest of y'all just threw me to filth. Go, leave, bye. You can go with him, marry him. That's what you did, black men. And I want to tell you something. This is what you continue to do. Because when things happen to us, y'all don't stop it right at the gate. I just seen Little Ricard disrespect a young black girl on TV. None of the niggas in the house said anything. None of you motherfuckers said anything. Y'all still continue to watch. And this is the problems we have with black women and black men. It's not being checked. It has to be checked. It has to be respectable behavior from both sides. I need y'all to lift us up to the highest heights. And I'm tired of y'all telling us that we put y'all down. We the same bitches that will wait for y'all niggas to get out of jail and save money and do everything. And y'all turn around and leave us for the next bitch that got a BBL or Becky with the good hair. Tell me I'm lying. This is truth that niggas need to hear. Females need to hear. Black women that need to hear so we can fix our community. The only way we're going to fix this shit is if we come to the table, you bring your fucking chairs and I bring my fucking chairs, and we sit down and we fix this shit up. Fix it, Jesus. I hope we can fix it. Sorry to say, the white man don't care if I have a weave. He likes my hair the way it is. He doesn't care if I have a big butt. He likes me the way I am. He likes me the way I fucking am. He doesn't care about a BBL. He doesn't care about a 360. He really truly cares about if I have good credit, a head on my shoulders, common sense. I don't know where we're going, black men, that we're more worried about what's behind the woman, but what's not inside the woman. Fix it, Jesus. A lot of you guys want to be in a lot of predicaments if y'all go by what's inside here instead of what's down there. But I'm telling you, the white man don't care. They want the black woman natural. They do not want all those extra preservatives and all that. You are the one. Champion that on and want it more and more every day. Fix it, Jesus.
What's the most disrespectful thing a black guy has ever said to you as a black girl?
Honestly, there were so many that it was so hard to choose, but I guess I'll choose this one because it had a profound effect on my self-esteem. So there was this black guy that I met and he worked at a fast food restaurant and he wanted to get to know me. So I gave him my number and I told him that I wanted to get to know him face to face. I didn't want to be like texting buddies. So we met up before he had to go into work and we were in his car talking and that's all it was. He tried to kiss me and touch my cat, but I had left because I felt very uncomfortable. So after that, I unadded him from like my contacts and I was through with him. And he texted me later on and asked me why I hadn't been talking to him. And I was like, oh, you know, you make me feel very uncomfortable. And he was like, shut your bitch ass up. Like, you're just dark and ugly. Like, I was just using you anyway to get some puss from you because dark girls always give pussy up. Honestly, you're ugly as fuck. I wouldn't get with a tar baby like you. And he's actually darker than me. And he just went on to talk about how my complexion is like seriously ugly and like doo-doo. So that hurt a lot.
My woman white. So are you more attracted to black or white women? I prefer a white woman. Wait, so why white women over black women? Oh, man. Okay. I'm 36. Yes. And so,
36.
so what I have to say is from, like, back when I was in school, I just feel like it was always drama. Like a black woman? 1,000%. Mad for no damn reason. Always upset. Want everything in the world, but don't have nothing to bring to the table. And I'm just talking about the black women that are like that. I just want to be clear. And then, man, my mom really brought it home for me. It was always an issue, always having problems. And so, man, when she told me that I couldn't date a white woman, my first real girlfriend was a white woman, you know? Yeah. And so, man, my mom kept kind of helped bring it home because I saw all the issues that she was constantly having. So, yeah, that's what happened. And then I married one.
Notice how this man immediately went into a spiel about how he ain't like black women. Why couldn't you run down a list of what you liked about your wife? It's that part for me. Oh, they loud, they aggressive, they this. And then he automatically jumped to how much he hated his mother. And he had mommy issues. Why was your mother miserable? Why did your mother act like that? Where was your father? How was she treated by the men in her life? Like, come on. It's so aggravating. It's literally a sickness at this point. Y'all act like every single woman in every single group is exactly the same. That is not true. Every single black woman is not loud, aggressive, ghetto. That's a lie. And every single clear woman, white Caucasian woman is not a fucking walk in the park. We all see Karen videos day in and day out. They cuss y'all out like a dog. They get y'all locked up. They had y'all villages and communities burned to a crisp. And I'm sure his white wife probably cuss him out and he's very submissive. I'm sure she probably calls him the N-word whenever she see fit and he don't say a goddamn thing. Because guess what? The only thing that he probably really like about her is the fact that she's white. And it ain't nothing wrong. Love who you love. But why every single time somebody asks y'all why y'all like white women, y'all just go into immediately attacking us? And they always have a certain look. What y'all think about this? We all loud, aggressive, ghetto. It's relevant, it's the Brooklyn way. Like, why we can't have a range of emotions like everybody else? It's crazy to think about it. Main character.
Okay, I'm only doing this stitch because I had a very bad experience today and it was really traumatic. And I'm going to try to explain this without tearing up, but, you know, I'm not talking about all black men in this situation. I know there is a segment of black men that do hate black women and put them in a particular category of hatred. You know, I understand there are a group of black men that have their preference, and I don't care about that. I have my preference as well, but there is a segment of black men that love to bash black women. They love to put black women down, and they love to put black women in a stereotypical category to where they feel that they are empowered to go out of their way to put them down because they feel that black women are less than or something like that, whereas they would raise other type of woman up, you know. And I don't care about that. Love who you love, but don't disrespect black women in the process. You know, if you hate black women, okay, great, but don't go out of your way to disrespect a black female, okay? So let me tell you what happened to me. Okay, so for starters, I am 9 months pregnant, okay? And something happened to me that I felt put myself in danger. And it had to do with a black man. And basically, my husband and I were trying to get a parking spot in a Walmart parking lot, basically. So we're driving down a particular lane, and there is a car in front of us that is driving really, really, really slow. Okay, keep that in mind because this matters in this story. Then there is a work truck. Let me see if I can insert the work truck. Okay. This work truck right here, there's this black man driving this work truck. And his work truck was bigger than my car. His work truck was much bigger than my car. And he proceeded to back up into my car as we were driving through the lane, trying to get out and trying to also find a parking spot. So we are actively beeping our horn, and he is actively going out of his way to back out of his parking space, because he wasn't backing out of his parking space when we were driving through the parking lane. His car was just sitting there. Okay, so basically he waited for us to be behind him and he proceeded to back out. And we beeped the horn. We couldn't escape from him because, again, there was a car in front of us. And that car was going very, very slow out of the lane because I guess they were also looking for a parking spot. So we're telling him, we're like beeping our horn, please stop backing into our car. He literally came within less than a foot of my car. So like I said, my husband is driving, I'm in the passenger seat. So all I can see as someone who is 9 months pregnant is a car that is intentionally trying to back into my car. So once we, we're telling him to stop. So in the midst of us telling him to stop doing this, he takes his head and he looks back, he gets out of his car and starts laughing and then targets me. He says, "Shut up, you black bitch. You bitch, you dumb hoe." And I'm like, what the hell? Where is all this anger coming from? You're the one who's backing up into my car, and we are the ones that are trying to tell you to please stop because we are here. We are behind you. You know, you are the one who was going out of your way to try to scare us. And then at the same time, he's cursing me out. Like, I don't know this man from a can of paint, okay? He's cursing me out. He's calling me all these names, black bitch, all this other stuff. You know, it's completely uncalled for. And he's still, you know, laughing. He's laughing in my face while he's intentionally trying to back up into the side of my car. And I didn't know if he was going to continue. All I wanted to do was get out of that area. And first of all, why are you waiting for people to get behind you to then back up into them and then laugh at their face and then calling them all kinds of black bitches and, you know, you bitch ass hoe? Like, the fuck, like, where's all this anger coming from? So my husband goes and parks somewhere else in the parking lot, but I wanted to talk to him, you know? So I walked up to his car. I found his work car in the parking lot to, you know, go and talk to him. You know, I was upset. I was very upset, you know, because, you know, he's putting myself in danger. I know I probably shouldn't have walked up on him, but I needed to get the picture of his license plate and everything like that. So I walked up to him and I was like, "Hey, what the hell was that about? I am 9 months pregnant. Why are you thinking it's so funny to, you know, put others in danger and back up into their car like that? You almost hit my car. I'm a pregnant person." He's like, "I don't give a plum fuck, bitch. I don't give a, you stupid hoe." Like, you know, I'm like, where's all this anger coming from? It was like I was talking to a demon, okay? I felt like a demon was manifesting through him. You know what I mean? So he's like just laughing it off, and I'm like, okay, you initiated this situation. You know, you didn't have to, you know, antagonize this whole situation. You started this whole situation. I don't know what's wrong with this person, but it's like, I shit you not, he went out of his way to start some unnecessary drama. Okay. But here's the kicker. He had 4 or 3 boys with him. He had a 13-year-old son. He had a maybe 8-year-old son and an infant baby boy with him. So you are basically teaching your kids that it's okay to antagonize people in the parking lot, put them in danger, and then, curse out random black women out of the blue, first and foremost. And then you're also teaching them that, the lives of others are not important for as long as it's for your entertainment. And I was heated. I was very, very upset. I took a picture of his license plate as I showed you earlier on in this video. And he was acting like, you taking this picture of my license plate and all this other stuff, that's not going to do anything to me. You can't report me. You can't report. I walked up to him sobbing. He was laughing at me in my face. I walked up to him sobbing, saying, you put me in danger. You put my kid in danger. Don't do that to people. You never know what can happen. You never know what kind of person you can do that to. He's going to do that to the wrong person. And I hope it happens swiftly, okay? I was so distraught that I thought he was going to come find my car and vandalize it or something. You know what I mean? I even went into the Walmart. I went into the Walmart. They had me call 911. I spoke to, a dispatcher. I spoke to, a cop called me. I spoke, I even called the phone number on his truck, and I reported him, and my husband reported him as well. You don't do that, especially you're driving this company car and you're acting reckless in, a parking lot. You're provoking people in the parking lot. You're trying to make fun of them by, acting like you're going to hit their car while they are trying to actively move through a parking lot. Like, what the hell? And then you're going out of your way to say some unnecessary, you black bitch, you stupid bitch, you hoe. Like, I don't know you. You don't know me. Like, what is all the hatred behind, your words for? What is all this about? Like, this is so stupid. And then I can tell his kids were mulatto. They were half white and half black. So I already knew, like, oh, you're one of those type of black men that probably, get with some other random race and bash black women, which is what he was doing to me today. He was bashing me in public, hella loud. And the sad thing is he was doing it in front of his sons. So that means his sons are going to grow up to be just like him. And why are you damn near 40 out here in public instigating shit? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Also, I'm a child of God, and last time I checked, you don't play with God's children. So I just know some bad shit is about to happen to him for doing that.
Every time you see a black man tell you he don't like black women, and anytime the conversation they're talking about preference, and they don't even need to be about black women, and he randomly always brings up that he don't like black women, that's a black man that wishes he could be with a black woman. Fight your mom, and I really mean that. A lot of black men hate the fact that they're not good enough for black women. A lot of black men hate the fact that they're not good enough for black women. They go for all the other races because they feel like those races are going to give them leeway because of slavery, racism. They're always going to make excuses for their behavior and coddle them. Black women don't coddle. Black women do not coddle. Because the same shit that motherfucker went through, black women got it times 10. And all this racist shit and everything that's been going on, who's never had anybody fucking stand up for her and had to do it? Black women. Black men had black women fighting for them. Every time you see a black man that tells you he don't fuck with black women, it's because he really likes black women, but he knows he's not qualified, he's not good enough, and he cannot live up to what a black woman deserves.
So, as you all have just seen, there are plenty of videos out here that relate to this topic at hand of what we saw in regards to what we saw earlier with the two ladies who were at that restaurant, and the random black dude just approached unprovoked and insulted them and called them all types of names for literally no reason at all. So let me know what y'all think about this down below.